4 things marketing agency owners who scale do really well. We sat down with agency owners to get their best tips for scaling an agency. In this video, we'll cover making sales a priority, selling right, finding your agency's sweet spot, and optimizing for client retention. Successful agencies have got sales figured out. Jens Rhodes from Floodlight SEO had some great insights that may change the way you look at your business.
Honestly, the biggest mistake that I think that small agencies make is they think they're in the business of what they do. They think they're in the SEO business, or they think they're in the internet marketing business. And you're not. You're in the sales business. You sell. Your product is what they think the business is. Like, you sell SEO, you sell website design, you sell social media management. That's the product, right? And the product has to be killer. It has to be good. It has to be performed well and be effective at generating the ROI that's necessary to keep things running and keep the clients happy and keep everything moving along. But that's not your business. Your business is selling that.
But it's not about being a salesman. There's more to it when you're running a marketing agency.
Honestly, it took a while before I realized that when you're selling, if you've got a product that's good, if you've got a system that generates revenue for these clients and makes their businesses better, makes their lives better, then you have an ethical and moral mandate to convince them of the fact that this is going to be good for them. Stop being a salesman and start being a teacher. Start being an evangelist. Start being, somebody who is leading people to the agreed upon desired outcome.
While successful agencies have mastered the role of consultative sales, they also know that they are really only selling one thing: results. The services that your marketing agency offers are merely the method you use to get results, which is what your client actually wants.
There's a lot of companies that are in the internet marketing space that don't sell results. In fact, a lot of gurus, lean on that. Don't sell the results, sell the process. Try and frame it as a thing that just needs to be done. Of course you need social media, of course you need this, of course you need that. And just frame it as like almost a utility bill. In a way, what they're doing is they're separating themselves from the return. They're separating themselves from the reward of that activity. They're just trying to convince business owners that the activity is the return. Like, you just have to. When I got started a long time ago, like back in 2003, 2005, I started selling to local businesses. And back then it was, you need a website. Well, if you see your website and your mom sees your website and she's very proud of you, but none of your potential clients see your website, then having the website is the same as having no website. The thing is not what matters. The SEO is not what matters. The social media is not what matters. What matters is the return. All of this needs to make money. The only way it works is if we tie it to the result.
And if you're going to be selling results, you absolutely need to know the right metric to move.
We started with a completely different approach to clients than most other agencies that we found. And so we decided early that the only metric that matters to us, the only key performance indicator, is client revenue. And I think we took a different approach with that because social media agencies, they'll focus on impressions, clicks, engagement, visibility, right? And what we found is that those are just preliminary data points. Those aren't the one that matters, right? You can't run a business based off of impressions. You have to have revenue. So, what kinds of clients would be a best fit for us? And what we found along the way is that if we used client revenue as a key performance indicator as kind of like the guiding light, right? If it doesn't affect client revenue, it's a secondary thing, and everything that we do should first be focused on the client goal and revenue. And so we kind of started with that approach.
The crucial element to selling is selling to the right businesses. The most successful agencies have often identified their sweet spot. They are innately aware of how and where their agency can win.
So if you want to scale and you don't want to drive yourself nuts, pick a niche. And let's just pick a really common one. Plumbers. You've got a content library that you can modify so that you don't have duplicate content penalties or anything like that, but you can lean on it before. And the links that you got for the last plumber are going to be applicable for this plumber too, probably, except for the area ones, right? All of a sudden it gets much, much easier to service that specific niche. There's efficiencies there that when you're nicheless, there just aren't. And you have to learn things all the time. And you pick a niche and you'll get really good at it, right? You'll understand it inside and out. And there will come a time when you know the marketing for that niche better than your clients do. You can help them with that understanding, but you can't help them with that understanding when it's everybody. You're going to feel like you're closing yourself off from business. And that's going to feel terrible and scary, because up until this point, you've just accepted everything that you can because that's how you keep your business going. And that's understandable, but you're not. Every time you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else.
And the agency owners who have found their winning niche often say that they should have doubled down on the niche earlier.
I had a friend and a mentor that owned, I think they were doing about 20 million digital marketing. And he came to my house one day. He said, there's riches in the niches. So like niche down, like I know that it feels like, even looking back on it, it felt really scary to start to put stuff on our website that says like, we do business with home service companies. And I was like, no, but what if somebody else wants to do business with us? It was hard. But now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this, way sooner, been the expert in that industry, not try to be everything to everyone.
And which niche you pick matters less than picking one.
The next thing that you're going to run into is, oh no, how do I pick the right niche? Is this niche better? Is this niche slightly better? Is there more money here? Is there more stability here? Oh, this niche has seasonality. It's a bad niche. No. There are no bad niches. Like, there's a heck of a lot more seven-figure agencies that are in niches that you would look at and go, that's a bad niche. Then there are seven-figure agencies that are come on agencies where they'll take anybody.
Optimizing the fulfillment journey and processes is another important facet to growing an agency. Onboarding new customers and retaining them, even while the sales team is going after new customers, is something that mature agencies do really well.
Every time somebody buys from you, there's a very predictable pattern of how they're feeling at any given time. Because as soon as they make the decision to buy from you, they're feeling pretty good. They're feeling pretty confident. And then they get charged. And then immediately, they get hit with buyer's remorse. They had money before, now they have less of it, and they don't have a result immediately. And that feels like psychological danger. And they might even feel like they made a bad choice. Like they might feel like they made a bad choice. And if they did, it's not their fault. It's your fault. And so that's a danger point. And so you have to, in your process, be ready for that. So you need to have some client touches there that are reassuring, that show that you're taking charge and that you know what's happening, that you're steering the ship, that they're in good hands, right? That they made the right choice.
Client communication processes are crucial for retention rates. Responsive account management is what keeps clients returning and trusting agencies with more business and bigger budgets.
A lot of times with SEO, it's like they're like, well, what are they doing? All I see is a blog on the website. I don't really know what they're, I'm paying this money. I don't really know what they're doing. So this is, us being fully transparent. They can see all the work that we're doing. So they know, oh, okay, every month I write that check, I understand. So it's all about client education.
And that's where client reporting comes in handy, because it allows you to establish those touch points in communications with your clients at scale.
And we've seen significant client retention or even growth because we can really show the ROI to our clients by having this easy access report. I mean, a sales rep could go to Ryan in the morning and say, oh, I forgot to tell you I'm seeing so-and-so at 1 o'clock. Can you pull me a report? That we wouldn't have been able to do that in the past. It was just too labor intensive, too manual. So I think showing that the ROI value to our clients and the ability to quickly generate those professional looking reports has contributed to overall growth of our company.
That report and analysis that we give every client every month, that's our retention. And what we've found is that our retention is about 3.5 times longer than other agencies locally without using any time-based contracts.
And once you've established trust, upselling happens essentially organically.
With so many clients over time, what we've done is they've had multiple agencies working on different parts of their campaigns. And then they realize that Squeeze is the one that is effectively reporting in a way that allows them to assess the other agency's work as well. Because when we report data, if we're just running Google Ads for the client, we're not just reporting Google Ads data. We're reporting the full suite of data. If we're just doing SEO, we still connect to their Facebook, still connect to their Instagram. We connect to every applicable data source, right? Because if we're running SEO, but Facebook ads would be better, we'll know if we see that data. right? So we want to get to the best solution for driving their revenue up as quickly as possible. So they may hire us for a service. We may recommend a certain strategy of services, but we connect to all of those data sources specifically so that we can assess across all of the data available what's working, what's not, and what might be the most effective, right? And so what we found is they'll have somebody doing social media, they'll hire us for Google Ads and SEO, they'll have somebody else doing some graphic design and all of that. And what they find is that we're the one that is letting them know about not just our own effectiveness, but the other people's effectiveness too. And so they're like, hey, I get all of my information about my SEO campaigns from you, but these guys are running them, right? And they have that realization. And then they're like, do you guys do SEO? And I'm like, as a matter of fact, we do.
These 4 winning ways are what allow bigger agencies to succeed, from client acquisition to retention. Do you have more? Add your agency's winning ways in the comment section. And subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and click on this video right here for more marketing agency tips.